Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, and this is my TBR for the Library-A-Thon, which is happening June 11th through June 17th. Somehow there are 3 week-long reading-a-thons that are happening back to back to back for all of June, so it's going to be a very busy reading month, not to mention VidCon in there. But in any case, this is a read-a-thon I can really get behind because I work in a library and I love libraries, and libraries are kind of the best thing ever, so here we go. I'll link the announcement video down below because I'm just going to be paraphrasing the 5 challenges that we have. But even though I had a massive headache at work yesterday, I was still able to find a book for each of the challenges, so I'm a little bit proud of myself. The first challenge was a popular book that you meant to read or that was on backlist and you're finally going to get around to, and for me that is Arabelle of Mars by David Levin. I saw this ages ago on Kirsty's channel and it sounds really interesting. It's kind of a steampunky novel where space travel was figured out back in the 15 or 1600s, and this girl's been living on Mars all of her life, but her parents decide to send her back to England, back to London, back on Earth, to be kind of a refined lady of society, and I am super interested to see how this plays out. The second challenge was a book by a popular author that you haven't read before, and I decided to read some Terry Pratchett because somehow I have not read any Terry Pratchett before. The one I picked up off the shelves is Equal Rights. It is part of the Discworld series. I don't know where in the Discworld series it is. From my understanding, you can read the books out of order and it will be okay. I'm assuming that if you read them in order that you get a lot more of the jokes, but I'm hoping that this turns out okay. In any case, the blurb on the back of this book sounded really great, so I figured I would enjoy it. It's basically about a wizard that dies, but before he does that, he passes something on to the 8th son of the 8th son, not realizing that that person is actually a daughter, so already I kind of like this. The third challenge is to pick up a book that you haven't seen before the library, and for me that was All That Sang by Linda Perovic. I'd never heard of this before, but again, the blurb on the back made me go, yeah, I can definitely dedicate some time to that, not to mention it's teeny tiny, and considering I read really slowly and I don't think I'll get through all 5 books in this challenge, I needed something little. The 2 lines on the back that convinced me to give this a try are a visceral tale of obsession and creativity, unrequited passions, and the power of music. A love story in which art is a foil to companionship and intellect an interlocutor of the heart. The fourth challenge was to ask the librarian for a recommendation, but my branch is so little that we don't have any librarians, so I went to the internet and asked one of my favorite internet librarians for a recommendation. Thank you, Kirsty. After a little bit of back and forth, we settled on me reading Fairest, which is the 3.5 in the Lunar Chronicles trilogy, and I'm going to read it as my audiobook for the week. For those that know the series, this is an audiobook with the backstory of Lavanna, who is the evil queen that lives on the moon. And the 5th and final challenge is read a book that you feel like reading, and for me that is The Love Song of Miss Queenie Hennessy by Rachel Joyce. This is the second in a duology, the first one being The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry, which I read either earlier this year or late last year, and I really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to seeing the story from her point of view. That's it for me. Next week I will actually be pet sitting again, so maybe I'll have more time to get through all of this, but I'm not going to stake all my claims on getting through every single one on this list. But who knows, I might surprise myself and get all the way through and then be ready for the next readathon. If you are taking part in this readathon, I would love to know what you're reading, so let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you soon. Bye!